Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're sitting down with a newcomer to the City of LaGrange. I want to welcome Dr. Duckworth. Dr. Duckworth, welcome to LaGrange.
Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you, and I must say, when I heard Dr. Duckworth, I was just a little like, okay, wait a minute, this young-looking lady here has received her doctor's degree and everything.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about you, if you don't mind, because you are new to LaGrange. I understand that you just recently moved here as early as September, right?
Correct.
Talk a bit about you as a newcomer to LaGrange, if you don't mind.
I am Dr. Chastity Renee Duckworth. I am a family medicine physician, and I am a DO. So I'm a doctor of osteopathy. I graduated from Edward Via Virginia College of Osteopathic Medicine, which is founded in Blacksburg, Virginia, where many of people have heard of Virginia Tech. It's in that same city.
In that same, okay.
Yeah. And so I'm recently moved here to LaGrange. I've got a job offer that I couldn't refuse, and I'm close by my parents, so that's very important to me. Okay,
but you're native home girl from?
I was born in Houston, Texas, and my sister was born in Atlanta, and I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi, so I would call my native hometown being Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, all right. I've been to Mississippi a couple of times, been to Jackson State University over there, so great campus, and Tougaloo University as well.
My sister graduated from Jackson State, so
Oh, okay. Yeah, a good friend of mine. That's all he talks about. Jack State. He was in the marching band.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to the City of LaGrange, and you are here as a DO.
Yes, sir.
And manipulations, and I'm just kind of still here. Talk a little bit about what the practice that you provide versus the medical doctor side, if you don't mind.
So, with being a DO. Some of us, we treat with doing osteopathic manipulation technique. So what that means is that we actually physically use our hands to actually, with the patient's permission, to feel on the body at their particular point of interest that they suggest is in physical pain or that they actually are having trouble with. When we palpate using the tips of our fingers or pads, finger pads if you will, we can actually feel some bogginess or some coolness, ropiness, and or knots if you will, and help to try to alleviate that for the patient. Of course, there are a few patients that if they have certain contraindications, we would not touch, such as like a cancer patient or someone that has other physical related problems, if you will. So, but if they're outside of that, then we definitely would treat them. Currently, with the seasonal allergies, and
I was about to ask about that.
And with all the sinusitis and things of that nature, and headaches, that would be something that we would treat, especially if it's something causing really, really bad headaches at this point in time. If the patient was willing, we would actually start with doing one technique in particular, occipital release, and actually help to drain the venous sinuses within the brain in order for it to relieve the pressure of the headache. And so that would give the patient some relief from having the headaches. It would help with also moving the fluid out, and so they could be able to blow the nose, get the postnasal drip under control, stop having the congestion and the sinus pressure and pain and headaches. So
and with that being said, I mean, you say you touch. So with someone coming to you and saying, you know, I have these sinus headaches that I think the sinus headache, maybe a little pressurization thing. Now, what area would you touch for that, if I may?
Well, if they're saying that they're having really truly bad sinus pain and pressure, I would press along their sinuses that you can actually palpate, which would be the maxillary that's here, the ethmoid that is here, or the frontal sinus locations on your face. If they really were very, very tender, which some people are, then of course you're going to treat them, but in the meantime, if they're saying that they're having headache along with it and that it's really bad for them, if they allowed me to, and if we allotted the time, then I would treat them. With doing an osteopathic manipulation technique.
And how long does a treatment of such last?
Treatment as such lasts probably about a week to 2, and sometimes even longer if they have truly been treated on that first attempt. But for sometimes some of the patients, they have it to come back, such as like having muscle, back pain, neck pain, and things of that nature. And so we would do another adjustment or another treatment within a week to 2.
Okay, all right. Very good. I'm going to have to make an appointment, Doc.
Okay.
All right. Not only do you do the manipulation, but I also know that you do diabetes education.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Okay. Got a little bit of some history here behind that. The latest data and estimate of diabetes here in the U.S. is now at 25.8 million in the United States of America. And of that, type 1s is about 1 million out of that number, and the rest, believe it or not, is type 2.
Okay.
When I say type 1 versus type 2, type 1 deals with the pancreas, having the pancreatic beta islet cells basically being destructed, completely destructed. And that's caused by your autoimmune system itself causing, or it can become and or be idiopathic, which means that they have no idea why. It just stopped working. Most of the time, the type 1s is found in the children or the young adolescents. However, it can be found in any age, but that's what it's normally found in. Okay. And type 2s are normally found in, believe it or not, 45 years of age and older. So it's like a later onset. However, they have been finding, as of recent, that it is finding its way into the children and the adolescents age as well.
The type 2 as well?
The type 2,
oh,
yes,
wow.
sir. So you have a lot of people that are out here and they're wondering, like, what is the environmental causes of diabetes as well? And we have the huge childhood obesity as well as adult onset obesity, and obesity is the environmental cause of the diabetes.
And that was going to be my next question, prevention methods. What do you do to prevent it?
So you have, of course, you know, child onset diabetes that you're just born with, you know, and of course there's no way to prevent that. You have the genetic causes that cause, you know, diabetes, and then of course now the onset of the obesity. Well, obesity, you know, if you're eating way too much, you know, if you're not exercising. These are things that you can change, right. You know, so you can exercise more, you can eat less. Start with just the plate alone, cutting it up into 4 halves. Not literally, but literally just taking the time out to visualize that it's 4 halves. And eating 1 cup worth of fruits, 1 cup worth of vegetables, a half a cup worth of grains such as rice or a piece of toast. And then 1 cup or a half a cup, depending upon whatever you would like, or maybe even 3 ounces of like a meat in particular, like baked chicken instead of fried. Having the risk factors such as high cholesterol, hypertension, a first degree family member having diabetes, having gestational diabetes if you were pregnant, or having a child that was greater than 9 pounds when you were pregnant, it puts you at risk. These are just some risk factors. Okay. Being of African American descent, Hispanic descent, Asian American, and or Island Pacific persons puts you at risk.
Greater risk. Okay. But there are things that individual can do that you pointed out to prevent the diabetes. And
that's a start.
Just to start it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Other things that you concentrate in there at your office, women's health as well, and hypertension. Talk a little bit about that for us.
Okay, so for the hypertension, people love food. Let's just be honest.
In the South, we do.
In the South, we love food.
That's right.
And it has to be like flavored really well with salt and pepper, you know, all the good stuff.
All the good stuff, that's right.
Well, you know, unfortunately, salt is a high indicator for elevating your blood pressure. So you have to be very careful about your seasoning with salt on your foods, and with eating certain particular foods. Are you eating a lot of potato chips? Are you eating a lot of like pork rind? Are you eating a lot of pork period in your diet? If you are, you're putting yourself at a higher risk with a family history of hypertension, heart disease, or stroke. you have to really pay attention to that. And if you notice that you're eating more foods that have high in salt, and you have to have more salt, and you add more salt even though it's already salty to taste, you might want to take a real look at your blood pressure at your local Walmart, CVS, and things of that nature, where they have the little arm that you pull through. Or even the local fire station.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, you're saying that, Dr. Duckworth, I noticed, because a lot of times I always like to say, get the turkey, you know, the turkey meat,
right,
you know, make your quick sandwich, but then you turn it over and you look at the sodium content.
Thank you.
And you be like, oh my God, when you think you're eating healthy,
right,
when you really, it's preserved.
Correct, and that's my point. So everything that's preserved has to be cured, and when you say cured meats, you're talking about salting.
Salt. Absolutely. So in that factor, maybe one slice of turkey as opposed to 2 slices.
That would be good.
As a start, right?
As a start,
okay.
Sure.
Right.
But at the same time, exercise, eating right, all of that starts.
Absolutely.
You have to do both. You have to eat right as well as exercise. If you don't, you're putting yourself at risk.
Absolutely. As we get ready to close out here in the closing influenza.
Sorry, that's okay. That's okay. So with influenza, like, there's a misconception question that everybody says of, will I get the flu if I get the influenza vaccination? And that's a false statement.
Okay.
With influenza, there's 2 types of influenza vaccinations. There's a recombinant that has nothing in it, no form of influenza itself, the actual virus in it at all. And then there's an inactive form. It was activated at once upon a time, but it was killed. So both of these are the types of influenza vaccinations that one could receive at the doctor's office by shot form or mist form. Usually the mist form is for the children ages of 2 to 8 if they're healthy. In the meantime, they can cause some soreness at the shot site. They can cause some body ache. These things last for about 1 to 2 days. One can receive influenza before getting the vaccination or during the week of getting the vaccination, because you have to give your body at least a week to 2 weeks time to build up its defense.
Absolutely.
And the influenza vaccination has only so many strains in it. There are many more strains than just the influenza vaccination's worth. So you could still obtain the flu, but you'll get it at a lesser rate, I guess you could say, in a sense, than what you would if you didn't get the vaccination at all. And then you could run the risk of being hospitalized or even death.
Even greater. Okay. So much great information there, Dr. Duckworth. Just as a closeout, time is expired. If someone had questions about any of the things that you talked about here today, especially the manipulation, give them a contact number that they could reach you at if they wanted to call and get more information.
Okay. So you would reach us at 706 area code 880-7335. Again, that number is 706-880-7335.
All right. Well, Dr. Duckworth, I want to thank you for being on today. I definitely would like to have you come on again, because there's a lot of interesting things that you're talking about, and I got to get all the terminology down.
Yeah, that's fine.
So definitely would love to have you come back on the show again.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. And again, welcome to the City of LaGrange.
Yay.
All right.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. We're sitting down today with the marketing director from the Downtown LaGrange Development Authority, Barbie Watts. Barbie, welcome to the show again.
Thank you, Alton. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you sit down with us. I think the last time that you and I were together, we were talking about some upcoming events, and I want to kind of go back and talk, get a little update from some of those things that were happening. I think we had coming up the chili cook-off, and we had the scarecrow contest that was going on. Let's start out by talking about the chili cook-off, if you don't mind.
Well, it was a great event. I think we had a record-breaking crowd, and
Okay.
we also have trick-or-treating going on at the same time. So I think we had over 2,000 trick-or-treaters
Oh my!
there, just based on the amount of things given out. And anyway, so it was a great day, beautiful weather. We had 11 contestants in the chili cook-off contest, and Alex Bell won again. He won the judge's choice for the second year in a row and the people's choice for the third year in a row. So
He's making some pretty good chili,
he
didn't he?
is, and everybody's really gearing up to beat him next year. So that should be pretty fun. We got some serious competition going now.
Well, very good.
in the community.
And that's what it's all about. I remember, attending some years, and I didn't get a chance to make it to this one, but to walk around to each one of the booths and get an opportunity to sample some of them, just it's amazing, and it goes for a good cause as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we also want to make people aware of that. And then, and the other thing that we had going on in the month of October was the scarecrow.
Yes, we did. This year we had 30 scarecrows, just people in the community and the merchants downtown put up scarecrows, and we had an online Facebook contest, so the community voted for their favorites. And we had 3 different divisions, I guess. The best representation of their business ended up being Troup County News, and they actually built a newsstand on Main Street, and they had 2 scarecrows that were working in the newsstand. It was pretty clever. The most original winner was Hair and Company, and theirs was a hairdresser giving Cousin It a haircut. So that was pretty clever too, very detailed. And then the third one was Lazarus, the original Walking Dead, and that was by Explorations in Antiquity.
Oh my!
And that was the best historical character. So it was a lot of fun. I think the community, well, I know the community has enjoyed seeing the scarecrows. I've gotten so many comments about it, and people love, having that downtown in the fall. And so I hope that it will continue to grow and that we'll have scarecrows, on every block.
On every block, okay.
It's a lot
Being
of fun.
taken over by the Walking Dead.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the scarecrows invade us in October.
That's it. I've gone down through the downtown area and see, the various scarecrows and stuff. Now I saw the one by the chamber.
That was Lazarus.
That was Lazarus.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, wrapped in. Okay,
yes,
great.
that was him.
And then of course over on the Main Street side of it, I saw the newsstand.
Yes.
And everything. So.
And one of my favorite ones this year was at Marketplace on Lafayette Square. They had a huge lion up on their awning. I don't know if you saw that one.
Okay, I did not see that one.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
Okay.
So yeah, his paws and his tail were hanging over the awning, and he was just like sitting up on the shelf,
Okay.
sitting up on the awning.
I'm gonna have to go by. Hopefully he's still.
Yeah, well, it's down now.
He's
yeah,
okay.
but
All right.
you can actually go to the Facebook page, Downtown
Okay.
LaGrange Facebook page, and go look at the album for the scarecrows.
Well,
and
very
see
good.
It.
That's good. If people want to go out, let's go to the LaGrange Facebook page
Yes,
as well. Very
they
good.
can still see them.
Okay.
So.
Well, great. Well, Barbara, you all do a wonderful job with all the
Thank
events
you.
going on downtown and coming up for the holidays. I know there's a lot of synergy and things that are going on, and you're there and kind of guiding those things. Talk a little bit about, as we're getting ready to enter into Thanksgiving holidays, I know there's going to be a number of things. Talk about, I think there's the holiday open house that's going to be taking place first of all, right?
Yeah, we've just had that event.
Okay.
And actually, we start that the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We have what we call the Holiday Sip and Shop, and the shops open late from 5 to 9. They extend their hours.
Okay.
They're all decorated up for Christmas. They're all loaded up with new merchandise for people's gift shopping. They have food. They have a wine to sample at each location, and we for $25, a $25 donation that'll go to Emmaus Shelter.
Okay.
The people can sample wines at the different places
Okay.
too. So that kicks off our holiday shopping downtown LaGrange, and then the following Sunday is the holiday open house, and the shops are open on Sunday from 1 to 5, and they're of course still decorated for Christmas
Right.
and everything. So that just kicks off the whole holiday season in downtown LaGrange the weekend before Thanksgiving. And this year we started a new thing. We are doing a wreath silent auction, and each of the merchants have created a wreath. They've selected a charity that they want the proceeds to go to, and they will conduct the silent auction over that weekend. It starts with the holiday sip and shop.
Okay.
It'll conclude with the holiday open house. And then anyway, so that's a new thing that we're adding
Very
to
good.
the weekend, and we're excited about that. And of course every shop has a different wreath, and So there should be something for everybody.
Well,
So-
you know, as I, go through the downtown area, and I don't want to start naming any of the businesses, but I just noticed how the window displays have changed, with
Yes.
the times there and the seasons. And some of them just are so inviting, you can't help but to stop and go in
That's
and just
right.
kind of look around.
And I would just encourage people to come in, because I think they'll be, if they haven't been in the shops before, they'll be pleasantly surprised. We have wonderful merchandise. The shop owners work really hard to stay current with the gift trends, and they also know what our community's looking for, and so they try to accommodate that and have
good.
those things in their shop. So
Very good.
it's very convenient.
It is. I mean,
And then you get good old-fashioned customer service still in downtown
do.
LaGrange. They'll wrap your
Absolutely.
presents, it's complimentary,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
just give you great service. So.
And then I want to also turn out say parking. There's ample parking
Yes,
in the downtown
yes,
area
there
too.
is,
So
there
by all
is.
means, come on out, people.
Yes.
So the store's going to be open a little bit later.
Yes.
And I know that we're going to go past Thanksgiving now.
Yes.
And we're going to get into the Christmas holiday. I know everybody's looking for this guy to come
Oh
downtown.
yes.
And-
We are repeating the complimentary carriage rides that we did last year. So
All right.
that starts the weekend before Thanksgiving, and it'll run until December 21st. It's every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday he runs it in the evenings. I think it's 5 to 9.
Okay.
And then on Saturday and Sunday it's 1 to 5.
Okay.
And they're complimentary, courtesy of the downtown merchants and our downtown partners. That's something we do for the community. It's like a Christmas present to the community.
Okay.
And if people are interested in enjoying a carriage ride, he stops at the corner of Bull Street and South Lafayette, which Chamber of Commerce Plaza corner.
Okay.
Right there. So that's where he loads and unloads. So if you'll just go wait your time, wait for your turn.
Okay.
And take a ride. And
Yeah, and I of course I've been to the downtown Atlanta area. You see the horse-drawn carriages.
But you have to pay for that.
You have to pay for those. That's
Yeah,
right. That's what I'm
yeah.
getting. And these are free.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it's free. And of course, if you enjoy your ride, we encourage you to tip the driver too a little
Okay,
bit.
okay. So if you want a
Yeah.
second ride, is that permissible?
Oh, I think if he doesn't have 50 people
Be
in
waiting.
line,
Okay.
yeah,
All
he'd
right.
be happy to do that.
Well,
So
very good.
Antonio is the carriage driver, and he's a wonderful man. So
Okay.
he really loves giving those rides. So.
Well, very good. And just come downtown and staging is Bull in South Lafayette. And come
Yes.
on out, ride through the downtown
Yes.
area. If you're riding through, you're looking at the displays.
Yes.
You may
Yes.
see something that catches
Yes.
your eye. Go back and do your shopping.
Absolutely.
And you
Or if
get
the
out.
line's too long, go do a little shopping and come back and get in line.
and
Yeah.
Get in line, absolutely. All right. Also, we know that downtown on the square, I think we're going to have Mingle with Kringle going on.
Yes,
too.
well, that's prior to the Christmas parade. Santa Claus will be at the Chamber Plaza before they light the tree. They
Okay.
do that, and then they start the parade. So Santa will be there, and Frosty and Rudolph will be there too. So I encourage everybody to come have a picture made with Santa and Frosty in front of the tree. It makes if they like to do a Christmas picture, that's a good photo op there.
That's right. That's
And then if they miss that opportunity, we also have Santa at the square
Okay.
every Saturday in December, and this is free also to the community, courtesy of the merchants and the downtown partners. And Santa will be there from 1 to 5 on Saturday, 1 to 4 on Sunday.
Okay, very good. And you're talking about the photo op. That makes a great Christmas card too. I know a
It
lot of people
does, yeah.
like to send out the Christmas card and
Yep.
personalize them.
Yep.
That's a great opportunity to get a personalized Christmas card too, as well.
It's pretty fun to have a picture,
Yeah,
with Santa that
absolutely.
you don't have to pay for.
That
so
you-
yeah,
absolutely.
bring your own camera and take your picture.
Take your picture. Okay.
Yes, there's no charge at all.
And you mentioned there the Christmas parade. I want to go back because the Christmas parade is always a big event for the downtown area and the local citizens here. And I know that the community comes out, the bands, the floats, and everything like that. And I know it's put on by the chamber, but speak about it just a little bit. If you
Well,
don't
it's
mind.
a great tradition that we have in downtown LaGrange. I think they take 100 entries, and there's just I'm always amazed at the crowd that turns out for the parade. It's a huge event for our community, and it's just a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping that this cold weather,
Oh.
it's early so that the parade won't be
So,
quite as
yeah, well,
cold.
last year I believe it was 80, so it didn't quite feel Christmassy. But usually it is good and cold, so you can bundle up
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
get in the Christmas spirit. So.
Now I know that sometimes in the past that some of the local merchants were handing out like hot chocolate, things of that nature. Do you think that might be happening
I
again?
think, yeah, you just check with your favorite merchant, because I
Okay.
think they do some special things like that, hot cider and stuff.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Just kind of helps get you in
Yeah.
the mood. All right. So we got the open house. We got the Mingle with Kringle, all the various things, the horse-drawn carriage rides, just a lot of things going on in the downtown area. But most of all, we want the patron or the citizens to come out and patronize the downtown
Absolutely.
locations. And we're talking about shopping. Also, we got to also make sure that there's some great dining down in the
We
downtown
have
area.
wonderful dining opportunities downtown. We have about 17 different places you can eat, anywhere from a simple breakfast to hot soup and sandwich and coffee. We have a coffee shop now, and I think people just, if they haven't had a chance to come dine downtown, I hope they will during the holidays.
Absolutely.
And come and explore downtown and see all the different things that we've got there.
Absolutely. Well, Barbara, if somebody had questions of you or wanted to ask various things about what you do in your role, how can they get in touch with you?
They can call the Downtown LaGrange Development Authority
Okay.
office or email me at barbiew@downtownlagrange.com.
Okay. All right.
And then, of course, I always check our Facebook page, Downtown LaGrange,
Okay.
because we post our event information there, and our website too,
Okay.
www.downtownlagrange.com.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Barbara, for coming on today and sharing this information.
having me.
And we hope that the citizens will come out and patronize all of these things, to shop, to dine, to take advantage of the horse-drawn carriage rides, the silent auction for the reefs. There's a lot of things that we can get involved with to just kind of help us get into the holiday mode. And I hope that everybody will have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. And Barbara, I want to wish you and your family a very happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining for City Week this week. I also want to say thank you to Dr. Chastity Ducksworth, who came on and shared some very good, helpful tips about hypertension and also influenza, and also some tips on women's health. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions about that, give her a call at her office at the number that she provided. Also, I had on a guest from the Downtown LaGrange Development Authority, the Marketing Director, Barbie Watts, and she talked about some events that are already taking place in our downtown area and also upcoming events. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you paid attention. Go out and patronize those events because it's helpful for all of us to patronize our downtown area. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining for City Week this week. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.